Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today let's talk about why do we go to a temple? Why does a Hindu goes to a temple? You might be wondering what is there to talk about? This is something that everyone knows. I'm not so sure. If you ask probably a Christian why does he go to a church, or a Muslim why does he go to masjid, probably you will get a you will get a same answer even if you ask multiple people. But if you ask a Hindu, you will probably get different answers. Otherwise, why would we have an agitation against Sabrimala temple saying it's a gender discrimination? Or why would we even let these kind of agitations to be led by people who believe in left ideology, which has nothing to do with God or any religion? So I think maybe we should dig a bit deeper and try and understand why does a Hindu goes to a temple? Perhaps if we understood why these temples were built in first place, then we can kind of correlate and answer why do we actually go to a temple. Again, if you try to understand why the temples are built, in a culture like ours, which has thousands years of history and multiple invasions, there are a lot of factors which would have led to these temples being built. But if we truly try to understand what is the fundamental aspect that these temples are built, maybe if we can try and go back to Vedic period and try to understand why these temples were built. So if you take a reference to Ramayana or Mahabharata or most of the Vedas, they talk about majorly the temples which were built at that time are for Shiva and some temples for Shakti. So all these temples that we see today built for Rama, Krishna and Vishnu, they were probably built in last 2000 years. So initially the temple that were mainly present in India were for Shiva. Ours is probably the only culture which understood very early that there is something beyond the physical, that there is something beyond what your five sensory organs can actually sense. The name Shiva literally translates to that which is not. That which is physical and that which is not physical. So these temples were basically built for Shiva to start with, as a portal or as a kind of opening where you could try and get the access to this dimension which is beyond physical. Once they have mastered building these kind of temples, then you could see over the period of years they've started building specific temples for specific needs. It just went in its, as a culture which is mostly on the seeking, the land of seekers. There was no limitation through which they were trying to reach this dimension beyond the physical. So people actually went on their own ways and tried to understand this, and then you have different temples built for different needs, specific needs. That's how it goes with some of the things that you do when you enter a temple. It varies from temple to temple, which are all connected to these specific needs. Irrespective of these specific needs, fundamentally the aspect which they started building temples is to give you a portal or an opening where you can have this access which is beyond the physical. Temple is an invitation to the divine. Temple is the place where you have darshan of the divine. Temple is a yantra or a tool which gives you a possibility to reach the dimension which is beyond the physical. As the culture evolved, as they become efficient with building these yantras, they started building specific temples for specific needs. So next time when you go to a temple, I would highly encourage you to try and ask, what is the Sthala Purana? I'm sure You will come out with a lot of awe and try and get an understanding as to why the things the way they are. Thank you. That's it for today. We'll speak again soon.